done. Yes, Mr. Frodo. It's over now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
The terror of the Golden State Warriors is all over. After damn near a decade of raining hell on the entire league with deep threes, insane defenses, consistent finals appearances and wins, and doing it all with the babyface assassin smiling in your face, it's over. And I'm not even in hater mode. I was one of the few people saying that the Warriors were gonna win another championship post KD, like real life, full-blown arguments of people that they were gonna do it.
It's my turn! You told me it was my turn!
But being a guy who lived through the era where everybody and their mama knew, yeah, the Warriors are gonna make it to the finals year in and year out. I'm just glad to see we're about to witness the era of the other teams officially. I mean, I would love as much as the next guy to see Steph Curry win one more ring to be on the same level as Kobe, Magic, and Duncan, but I'm sick of these spoiled ass Warriors fans who saw their squad win 4 rings in 8 years acting like they're just going through absolute hell right now. Motherfuckers, try being a Suns fan. God damn it, Frank Vogel. Why are guys that are getting DMPs all of a sudden getting 20 minutes? Fuck, man. Warriors, Dash. We're talking about the Warriors. But when we look at the timeline of the Warriors since their last championship, it's giving downward spiral. Okay, I didn't like that either. I won't do that anymore. But let's look at what it's been since June 16th, 2022, the day they won the franchise's 7th championship. October 5th, 2022, the day of the infamous punch. Unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you guys remember the absolute John Jones Bones Superman punch that Draymond had delivered on Jordan Poole during the Dubs training camp. Now, I'll be honest, I was one of the only people defending Draymond at that point. I know. I was a Draymond stan and still do have some love in my heart for the dude. But looking back on it, he probably could have held back just a little bit. I understand things get hot in the heat of the moment. Don't want to make assumptions, but I'm sure the 23-year-old who knew he was about to get a bag was talking a little reckless after having his amazing scoring outburst in the finals. Regardless, it is undeniable that this incident had some repercussions that were felt throughout the rest of the season. 13 days later, October 18th, 2022, the ring ceremony and the apology. Now, there was some uproar from the masses from that punch, whether it be NBA media, fans, people who don't even watch ball, Warriors fans, but not from the front office or Coach Kerr. With so much of the dialogue being around the incident days before the start of the 22-23 season, Coach Kerr did not really have Poole's back. In a statement saying that he believes the leakage of the video was more damaging to the team than the actual punch. Not to get too far ahead of myself, but the man did end up saying that the punch absolutely derailed the team. The organization had no intentions of Dre missing the ceremony for a ring that he had played such an integral part of, so he was simply fined. They tried to move on from the incident as best as they could. But before the ring ceremony had commenced, Draymond Green had released a video from the TNT studio, and holy hell, I don't think I ever actually watched the entire video, but man, was the production level on that shit high or what? I mean, camera 6 inches away from my boy Dre's face, still shots, B-roll footage of him playing at the park with his kids, sad music, and this narrator having a somber ass voice throughout it all.
And shook the Golden State Warriors to the core.
You would have thought Green had a damn loved one lost if you had no context. Great moment for NBA history drama. But alas, Draymond pulls up to the ring ceremony. All is good, all is happy. They beat the Lakers for opening night. Maybe things can pull through. The next 6 months. By this time, the Dubs had given up on the non-productive #2 overall pick in James Wiseman to get back Gary Payton III, and, well, the Warriors literally cannot win a game on the road. Like, they're historically bad when they weren't at the Chase Center. They ended up winning a whopping 80% of their games at home, 33-8 being one of the best home records in the league that year, but had an egregious 11-30 record on the road. Being the 3rd ranked best defense at home and then a stinky 28th on away games just doesn't quite add up. Colin Cowherd, which I'm not saying is a basketball expert, don't click off yet, had a funny way of looking at it that might be like 20% of the truth. Here's my takeaway. You get on the road with your family, you'll see if you truly get along, because you can't hide from the fixtures. At home, if you get into an argument, everyone goes their separate ways. That was an atrocious Colin Cowherd impersonation. Now, I'm not a psychologist. There's probably a ton of different factors, but that potentially could be one of them. But the Warriors ramped it up towards the end of the season, winning 8 of their last 10 to solidify themselves outside of the play-in and go up against the young and inexperienced Kings. April 30th, 2023. The Dubs had a hard-fought battle against the third-seeded young but hungry Sacramento Kings. Starting off down 0-2, Draymond got suspended from Game 3 for lightly stepping over Sabonis. Things were getting grim, and it was looking like they were about to be bounced out of the playoffs in the first round for the first time with a healthy core of the Big Three since 2014. But it was Chef Curry time, and the mans was whipping it up, carrying the load to rattle off 3 wins in a row and dropping another one to the heroics of De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, setting up for a Game 7. Facing off in their first win or go home Game 7 since the infamous Rockets implosion 4 years earlier, Steph knew he couldn't go out sad, setting the record for most points in a single game with a casual 50 bomb on the Kings court. To preface, he only held the record for 15 days, but it was a wild moment. Leading his team to the win, it was now time to face the Lakers. Another matchup of Curry versus LeBron. The storied rivalry we all never knew we missed. And, well, I think most consider this a relatively disappointing season for the former champions, just by comparing expectations they were given going into this year to, get better, get the younger guys to mesh a little more with the older guys preferably. Summer of 2023. The Warriors had themselves a B- offseason. They started it off by drafting the young guys Brandon Pajemski and Trace Jackson Davis. Hey, 2 thumbs up for me so far. They also signed the offensive maestro in Dario Saric to a cheap 1-year deal of $2.7 million. Also a thumbs up from this side. But here's where it gets a bit tricky for me. I know both of these things are not super in their control, but having the loss of Bob Myres at GM was a hefty L the Warriors had to hold. Myres, known for being a mastermind at putting the perfect pieces around Steph Curry, stepped away from the organization, delivering kind of a crucial blow to the organization. And the part that you guys know is coming. The trade consisting of moving Jordan Poole to the Washington Wizards in exchange for Chris Paul. Look, again, I understand you had to get Poole out of there for chemistry reasons, and I'm sure the buyers weren't licking their chops for a young shot chucker with a contract like that, but being a Phoenix guy myself, I don't know if signing CP3 was the best option. I like some of the Chris Paul dimes and middies, but what the fuck does he know about staying healthy?
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
But I guess these are the risks we must take in the association. So maybe with the 2-timeline situation the Warriors are hoping for, where their young guys and Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody can continue to get reps and get better with the veterans, will go well this year. Let's see how it plays out. The modern day. All right, Golden State, what have we...
Oh my goodness!
Damn! Bombshell after bombshell. Draymond can't keep his hands to himself and strike the Bosnian god back down to earth. Okay, maybe Nurkic sold that a little, but it still earned him a suspension of 12 games, not including the 5 earlier in the season where he put the Frenchman in a headlock. We got Steve Kerr getting outed by the uber-productive Jonathan Kuminga, who said he lost faith in Kerr for continually not playing him when he's playing well. Wiggins is absolutely nowhere to be found alongside Klay Thompson, and we got a broken hand from, guess who? Christopher Emmanuel Paul. All this while Steph Curry is having an outstanding year at the age of 35 years old. Even with the flashes of the rookies, it looks like this season could be going down the drain very quickly. How many years do you have of this version of Steph Curry left? I mean, I know we see LeBron doing crazy things at the age of 57, but NBA players with longevity have traditionally been the big, strong, bulky dudes. And I don't think Steph is any of those 3 things, leading me to believe the Warriors are officially washed up. But what do you think, Dash and Hoopers? Is the dynasty that is the Golden State Warriors truly over? Do you think that the play of the young guys could revive this season? Or do you think we're about to be proven wrong once again from this historically awesome franchise? You let me know down in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, y'all have a phenomenal rest of your day.